welcome to my ASMR channel. My name is Somni Rosae. Wherever you are, I hope that you are doing well. Welcome. Today I am going to be sharing a new makeup technique that I am learning. So this is a bit of a tutorial, just a little bit, not so much. But it's in regards to a makeup that you saw me wear on a previous video called Booking Your Journey to Sidereal Spa. Thank you to all of you for the beautiful and positive comments about the makeup look and about the video in general. Because this video is about makeup, this would explain the reason as to why I'm not wearing any at all, because I'm going to be sharing what I've learned so far. Also, I have applied moisturizer as well as sunscreen and a little bit of Vaseline on my lips. And while I talk to you, it gives my skin a little bit of extra time to absorb the moisturizer and give the Vaseline as well some time to moisturize my lips and whatever else my skin and the products need to do in order to have skin that is ready for makeup application. I also want to say that I am not a professional makeup artist. I am just simply a fan of makeup. I am not a dermatologist nor an esthetician. Anything that I share on this video is not professional advice. I am simply sharing my own personal experiences. I highly recommend that you seek the advice of professionals for any skin related questions. If you are looking for a more customized makeup look, then I suggest that you consult with your local makeup artists. Well, just needed to share that. And lastly, any additional information that I may have forgotten to share here or any other reference materials, I invite you to check the description box. And of course, one more thing, if you really enjoy my work, please subscribe. Well, I think we are ready to begin. The technique I'm going to be talking about is called horizontal makeup. I'm not entirely sure if that is its official name. For you see, when it comes to the makeup world, because it is so creative and amazing, I've noticed many times there are many names for one technique. So basically, it's something that is known by different names. Well, another name for horizontal makeup is the siren look. Because basically what is happening is, normally, or at least in my experience, a lot of the makeup techniques out there are vertical makeup, which means that everything that is being applied onto the eye, be it eyeliner, be it eyeshadows, is to go up, right? So for example, and I'm going to use my eyebrow brush to make it easier to point. See this space right here, right? So we have eyelid, all this prime real estate, right? So when the eyeliner is applied, the wing goes up. Because the idea is, if you want to create a look that uplifts your features, right? common sense would say to go up. So you apply the eyeliner and the wing goes up. Therefore, everything else, eyeshadows, maybe you have 3 colors that you want to add. And what do? Brick by brick, right? Just like laying bricks. I've never done that, but I'm not sure why I wanted to use that as an example. You go up, 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 up. And then you smudge, right? Smudge the colors, right? Together. But you can see the layers, right? It all goes up, up, up. And same with the eyebrows, right? Up, up, up. That's why the name vertical makeup, right? Or at least that's what I would call it. Now that look is great. I've seen many wonderful looks with that technique. For many years, when I have practiced my makeup techniques, I've tried to use that technique, but I always felt that something was missing. I couldn't get that look of an open eye. And what I mean by that is, as creative we may want to be, sometimes makeup can help us hide certain things. For example, if you did not sleep enough and you want to look more awake, you can use makeup for that, just as an example. And so you want to create a lot of brightness in the eye area so that you look more awake, right? Okay, but I couldn't succeed at creating that open eye look that I wanted. And so I just said to myself, I just need to work a little harder on my techniques. At the end of the day, makeup artistry is an art form. It's not just for creativity, it's a lot of things. And you have to practice and practice and practice to get the technique right. For some people, makeup techniques, skills, it comes very natural to them. But for others, like myself, we have to work at it. And well, when I came across horizontal makeup, I said, I want to try that. I really want to try that. Because it was the look that I've always wanted to achieve. But for some reason, it just looked different. I said, what's different about it? And then I realized it's because they're going horizontal. See? So instead of using this prime real estate here, they are using this real prime real estate right here. I don't know why I'm saying real estate. It's because we just have so much space here. So you go here as well, and here. And guess where else? Here. And what's interesting is I normally wouldn't wear makeup here because I just didn't think it would look good on me. That was the thought at the time. Another thing I learned about horizontal makeup is I have to change my technique altogether. For you see, when I was using vertical techniques, I use my finger to apply my makeup because I am always in a hurry, believe it or not. And I carry a small makeup bag in my backpack. And sometimes I don't have space to carry makeup brushes. And so I use my hands to apply my makeup, except for eyeliner and mascara. Everything else, I use my hands. of course, I always make sure to wash them thoroughly before using them on my face. But it turns out I can't necessarily do that with horizontal makeup because it is so detailed in comparison to vertical makeup. Horizontal makeup is very minimalist, and you are applying makeup to these very small areas, which are harder for the fingers to get to, as well as liquid eyeliners and eyeliner pencils. But again, this is only my experience. I'm going to give you an example. This is usually the liquid eyeliner I use, which is in brown color. I love this eyeliner because of the tip. It's so easy to apply. It's wonderful. It works for me. The problem is this doesn't work for me when it comes to horizontal makeup. Why? I'm going to give you another example. Imagine a commercial airplane. It just flies like this. Now, this commercial airplane is not designed to flip, what's it called, to do backflips. It's not designed for that. It's not designed to make these sharp turns, and no, it's designed to go this way, up and down, and then this way, right? But if you compare it to jets, for example, they go like this, and they can do the sharp turns, and they do these circles, all these kinds of maneuvers that you see at air shows, right? That's what makes them so special. Therefore, this liquid eyeliner would be the commercial airplane. It cannot do what the jet plane can. I hope that analogy worked. So what I've done is I did a little bit of shopping and purchased these brushes, and they are very fine. And this is going to be my first time using them. So I'm hoping that my theory is correct, that this is going to work better at getting into those small areas, and therefore create a much cleaner horizontal makeup look. So the reason I got this brush, it's because it is 2-in-1. So it has an angle brush, and then on the other end, it has the type of brush you would use for eyeliner application. What kind of eyeliner am I going to use? Well, I'm going to try something that I haven't used in a very long time, and that is gel eyeliner. I used to use gel eyeliner a lot back in the day, but again, I only used it for that technique of vertical. And I also got tired of using a brush because, as I mentioned, I'm always in a hurry and I needed something to make my life easier. Also, some of you may be saying, well, certain pencil eyeliners and other eyeliner products can get into those small spaces as well. You would be correct, but the reason why I don't always use them is because I think the weather the climate where I am, it doesn't help the product perform to its maximum potential. For example, I am based in Toronto, Canada, and the weather here is extremely dry. Very, very dry. It's the kind of place where you want to wear heavy moisturizers, especially if you do not have oily skin. Your hair is always dry. I can always tell when someone is visiting Toronto because they have this beautiful glow to their skin that you can only get from living in places where there is humidity. Also, their hair is manageable and it has this certain shine to it, but it's not a bad shine. And their hair is just so soft. And I say to myself, that person is not from Toronto. They are a tourist. They're only going to be here for a few days. If you are from Toronto, let me know if I'm right. That's my theory. Therefore, when it comes to foundations, cream blushes, anything that is liquid or cream in makeup, when I apply it onto my skin, it doesn't have that nice finish, at least for me, because Toronto is too dry. So whenever I watch videos about makeup reviews, I notice that the majority of them leave out the weather conditions where they are at. For example, if they say, oh, this foundation is very moisturizing, it gives me this nice glow. So then I ask myself, is the foundation moisturizing? Or do you find it moisturizing because you happen to live in a humid type of climate, right? I often ask that. I've also noticed that certain makeup products I use, they don't glide easily on my skin because of the weather. But when I go back to El Salvador, where I'm from, and that's a very tropical weather, there is humidity, suddenly this eyeliner glides on easily. So yes, you would be correct. There are pencil eyeliners that can get into those small spaces and work beautifully. But for this weather, it doesn't. As a result, I decided to go back to gel eyeliner because, in my theory, this would be more moisturizing and it won't dry as fast, and that gives me enough time to manipulate the product into the shape I desire. At least that's the theory. All right, so I'm going to prep my face with purple blush, and then I'm going to create the horizontal look. Right now, this is the purple blush I'm using, and it's in liquid format. A little bit goes a long way. Okay, and this is what I'm doing, just tapping it. See, tap, 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 right? And the occasional smile, so I can better see where I can apply the blush or where it should go. And now the other cheek. So in Toronto, I try to wear liquid makeup as much as possible because of the dry conditions. And if I am in humid type of weather, powder works better for me. I have combination skin, which means my T-zone is the oily area. This would include the forehead and the nose. Everything else is drier skin. So let's see. So I have my blush done, and now I'm going to use a little bit of eyeshadow. Currently, this is the eyeshadow palette I use, and you can see that I use it quite regularly. Ever since I discovered that I have olive tone, I'm noticing that I am actually using my makeup products more. Basically, they are emptying out. Whereas before, I would buy different makeup eyeshadows, lipsticks, and so forth, and I didn't always finish them because the colors were not for me. But now that I'm wearing the colors that are for me, I'm using it more and more and actually using them until I finish the product, which is good. So I'm just using this nice beige color for the eyelids. As you're going to see, I'm not going to apply it on the entire eyelid. I'm just applying it halfway and then going out this way, right? So the horizontal application is already beginning, see? So again, I'm not worried about this. I'm just focusing on the bottom half of my eyelid. Just going this way. What I like about this eyeshadow is it just gives it a hint of color and a little bit of shimmer. And I'm just repeating the steps. Again, see? I'm going out this way. And done. There we go. Eyeshadows are done. I also recently purchased this small one. I've been told that is used for contour. The beautiful thing about makeup is there are many makeup products that are multifunctional. For example, you can use a lipstick for your lips, but you can also use it as a blush. Depending on the shade of lipstick, for example, if it's red, you can use that as a corrector. So if you have a little bit of green under eye, then you can use the red as a concealer type of thing, color correction, and then on top of it you apply your foundation. The only thing is, if you are going to use certain makeup products in many different ways, just be careful of cross-contamination. So if something goes on the lips, you apply here. Be mindful of perhaps not applying it to the eye area, you know, because it can create some minor problems, right? So just be mindful of that. So as a result, even though this is used for contour, I really like the colors, and so I'm using them as eyeshadows. There. And the difference between this one and the other palette that I showed you is this is matte and the other one is shimmery. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this one and just apply some here on the inner corners, because when I apply eyeliner, I need that area to be as matte as possible, because I need the eyeliner to hold on to something. Because when there is better grip, you can design a sharper and cleaner line. If you're using a liquid eyeliner and there is nothing dry, it can make the eyeliner bleed and smudge the look. So now I'm going to apply a little bit of that matte under the eye, because I'm also going to be applying some product there. Now I'm going to repeat the step. So a little bit here on the inner eye, and then a little bit on the lower eyelid. There we go, just a little bit. See? Perfect. And now for the moment of truth. I'm going to use the gel eyeliner. If worse comes to worse, I'm going to resort back to the liquid eyeliner pencil. This one here. Okay, so the beautiful thing about gel eyeliners is you only need a little bit. That's it. So I'm just going to start perhaps in the middle, just to see how it goes before I go into the areas where I need a more detailed application. So far so good. And it's been a while since I've used gel eyeliner. And I'm also going to use my hand to warm up the product and remove any excess gel. There we go. And so far, so good. So far, so good. Again, it's been a long time. So since I've used this, I need to work on my technique, and that's okay. All right, so now I'm going to go in here. I'm going to create that line. There we go. And now I'm going to create it here on the bottom. This is incredible. Wow. I like it. Now, I'm not sure if you can appreciate the detail. Because it's an angle brush, I'm able to create that sharp line. I guess we could call it a triangle, right? Which has been very difficult for me to do with the pencil, with a pencil eyeliner and with the liquid eyeliner. Okay, I like this. Now let's see what the rest is gonna look like. So I'm following the natural shape of my eye, and then when I get here to the end, I'm going to create a wing. Now here's where the horizontal technique comes in. Normally people follow the natural shape of their eye. When they get to the end, they create a short wing and then go up. But here I'm going further out. Okay. Now I'm going to fill it in, but I need to know up to where. So I'm gonna look at the end of my eye here and where my lid folds, which is right here. So I'm gonna mark it here to indicate those are the parts I need to fill in. So this is gonna meet this part, you see? And now I'm going to fill it in. And then I'm going to make sure it meets the rest of my eye. Now I noticed a mistake I made, and this is where Q-tips are going to be your best friend. So you can dip it into makeup remover or a little bit of water and just clean up the areas where there are mistakes, right? So I'm just gonna clean out. Okay. And gently, gently erase the mistakes. See? Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to the contour palette and I'm gonna use the other end of the brush, this one here, to apply the darker shade on the bottom here to create a soft eyeliner that is gonna go from here to here. It's gonna look pretty, but there's something else I need to do. I need to decide whether I want to use the cream eyeliner pencil here or if I want to try something new, which is this really pretty highlighter. I think for now I'm gonna use the cream because that's what I used on the previous video, and you want to see how I made that look. So the cream has two functions. One, to add more brightness to that area. Number two, it can also make the eyeliner, the darker one, even sharper, right? Look at that, just cleans up nicely. I'm gonna apply some here. Now I am not applying the pencil on the waterline. It's actually going outside of it. Ultimately, the goal is to open the eye, right? So we're using the lower lid as a space to open up the eye more or create the illusion of a larger eye, if that makes sense the way I'm describing it. Okay, so here we go. And again, I'm using my hand to warm up the product. There we go. And we're ready. What I'm doing here is I am applying the darker shade from here. Oh, this is working beautifully. I like it. I like it. Now let's see if it can help me create a soft line. So far it is. So far it is. Okay. Let's see if I can create that soft line with the liquid eyeliner. Because this is a large space, I don't have to worry about the tip of the eyeliner because this works better with large spaces. But I'm not going to apply a lot of pressure because I don't want an intense look. I want something that's soft. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So not all is lost with this liquid liner. I'm still going to use it, which is good because I really like it. And now I'm just going to use a little bit more of the contour just to soften what the liquid eyeliner did. Again, this technique is still a work in progress. I need to practice more, but this is basically what I've learned so far to do on my eyes. So look at the difference. You see that? This eye looks so much bigger than this one. Look at that. It's so open. So let's do the other eye. So again, I'm going with the little brush into the gel eyeliner. Now it's ready for application. And I am applying the liner as close as possible to the base of my eyelashes. Now, as I get close to the inner eye, there we go. I'm creating that triangle. out that I made a teeny tiny mistake, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. That's what Q-tips are for. Gonna grab another one. Go get some makeup remover, just a little bit. Gotta be careful because I don't want to remove all my work. Not bad. Okay. Now I'm gonna use my cream eyeliner to make this line look cleaner. I'm going to pencil sharpen it a little bit because I need a little more. It's ready. There we go. Great. Now I'm gonna go in with the contour with a dark color and create those soft lines, right? Actually, I'm thinking I should go with the liquid eyeliner first and create that second line. Great. Now let's go with the contour. Go. Here we go. I think the go. See. So that's what it looks like. And now we're going to finish it with mascara as well as the eyebrows. So let's see. I'm gonna use my eyebrow liquid pencil. I think I'm almost out. So this one is in color blonde. And the reason I use the blonde is because I prefer softer colors for my eyebrows. Because if I use the exact same color, I don't like how it looks. It makes me look like I'm angry. It's too intense. And the other reason I use the blonde is because currently my frontal lights are dyed in champagne blonde. So this is an opportunity for my eyebrows to somehow or just a little bit match the color of the rest of my hair. Now I'm gonna go in with my mascara. I really like this mascara because it's tubing, which is easier to remove, and because I have very short lashes, whenever I apply regular mascara, 10 minutes later it falls off and I look like a raccoon. Nothing wrong with raccoons. Which is surprising because we have dry weather here, so I don't know what makes the mascara fall off. But this mascara works really well so far in tropical weather and dry weather. See? Now for the other eye. And now the bottom lashes. See? Now I'm going to apply some blush on the eyelids so that it ties in the look. So I'm just going to use a little bit. Instead of applying the blush here like I normally did, I'm going to apply it here to the side. And here I'm gonna go up. So it's just to enhance the elongation, right? To go this way. We are not going up, we're going this way. There we go. And now I just need some lipstick. I don't know if I should wear lipstick or lip gloss. I think I'm gonna go with this purple lip gloss again, because now that I am wearing the right colors for me, I'm running out of products because I'm using them every day. Before I found out that I was an olive, I used to buy pink lip glosses all the time because I love that color. So in the bottle, it would look like this beautiful shimmery pink, but then on my lips, it would look gray. It just didn't look the same. But with this purple lip gloss, I finally get that pink color that I've always wanted. And why does it work? Because I am an olive. Purple is not going to look purple on olive tones. Go. the look is complete. I'm just gonna let down my hair. All right, so this is the look. See? And now the other technique I need to learn is how can I turn this into a daytime look? How can it be enhanced for a nighttime look and so forth? But so far, this is the technique that I have learned. And I really, really like it. If you want to learn more about this technique, you can search it on social media under the following keywords: horizontal makeup, siren, I think inner eyelid eyeliner. I think that's another one because it's to create this particular look. And the technique changes depending on the shape of the inner corner eye. So there are many techniques out there. It also depends if you're using a pencil eyeliner, eyeshadows, gel liners, liquid eyeliners. As you can see, the techniques are limitless. And well, let me know what you thought of this technique. If you have any questions, please share them and we can share them in another video, all the comments and answers. If you know of any other keywords related to this technique or something similar to it, please share them in the comments. In the meantime, I hope that you are relaxed, that you're sleeping, and having sweet